The galactic survey vessel Silent Horizon drifted in stable orbit around the third planet of an unremarkable yellow star. To Commander Raylis, the mission had already reached its conclusion. Every data stream confirmed the same result. This world was a death trap. Atmospheric composition alone was enough to earn it a high-level hazard classification. Over 20% of the air consisted of free oxygen, a violently reactive gas capable of corroding metals and igniting organic compounds. Surface temperatures fluctuated wildly, swinging from lethal cold to searing heat within short planetary cycles. Gravitational stress exceeded the tolerance of most known sapient species, and constant tectonic instability suggested a planet still geologically hostile to life. No civilization could endure this, Raylis stated, his translator flattening his clicking tones into cold certainty. Mark the planet as biologically unsustainable. His science officer, Tail, hesitated. There are electromagnetic signals, she said, adjusting the holographic projection. Structured. Repeating. Artificial. Raylis examined the data. Vast grids of light traced the surface. Cities, perhaps. Or more likely ruins. Evidence of a species that had briefly emerged before being erased by its own environment. Automated remnants, he concluded. A failed evolutionary experiment. The classification began uploading to the Galactic Registry, Category 5 Hazard World, no surviving sapients. That was when the comms console chimed. An unauthorized signal had pierced their encrypted channel. Hello? You know we can hear you, right? The bridge went silent. Raylis stared at the display as a new waveform stabilized. The voice was calm. Friendly. And impossibly clear. This is Captain Elena Brooks of Earth Orbital Control. Just wanted to welcome you to our solar system. You guys seem a little lost. Tail's crest flared in alarm. Commander, she whispered, the signal is originating from the planet's surface. Raylis leaned forward slowly. Repeat, he said. You are broadcasting from the planet? There was a brief pause. Then a soft laugh. Yeah. From the surface. Where else would we be? Every assumption collapsed at once. You live there? Raylis asked, disbelief cracking his voice. On that world? Well, yeah, Brooks replied. It's home. Listen, we noticed your scans. If you're curious, you're welcome to come down. We're firing up the grill in a few hours. The transmission ended. The bridge remained frozen in stunned silence as the glowing image of Earth rotated below them, still hostile, still lethal by every known metric. And yet, undeniably inhabited. 12 standard hours later, Commander Raylis stood inside a reinforced landing craft rated for environments officially labeled non-survivable. His species had not set foot on a Category 5 world in recorded history. The humans, disturbingly, seemed unconcerned. Descent trajectory looks good, Captain Brooks said cheerfully over the channel. Weather's clear. Should be a smooth ride. Raylis reviewed the environmental readouts as the craft punched through Earth's atmosphere. Radiation levels spiked. Atmospheric friction screamed across the hull. Pressure differentials made his inner membranes ache even inside his sealed suit. This planet is actively trying to kill us, he muttered. The landing site was a region humans called suburban. Green vegetation covered the ground in chaotic abundance. Liquid water flowed openly in streams. The star overhead poured unfiltered radiation onto the surface. The hatch opened. Captain Brooks stood waiting. She wore no environmental suit. No respirator. No shielding of any kind. Only thin fabric, exposed skin, and a relaxed smile. Welcome to Earth, she said, extending one bare hand. Raylis froze. You are unprotected, he whispered. Brooks glanced down at herself. Oh. Right. It's about 24 degrees today. Pretty comfortable. She stepped forward into direct stellar radiation, breathing deeply as if savoring it. Behind her, more humans appeared. Some carried containers of food. Others laughed. A few small ones, juveniles, ran freely through open water, shrieking with delight. "They're playing," Raylis said faintly. "Kids love the splash pad," Brooks replied. "Keeps them cool." Cool. Raylis's sensors were screaming warnings. The oxygen-rich air alone should have triggered corrosive damage to exposed tissues. Instead, the humans inhaled it constantly, their bodies processing the toxic gas as fuel. "How?" he demanded. A human scientist stepped forward. "We evolved with it," she said simply. "Our cells use oxygen to generate energy. High efficiency. High heat. Your internal temperature would denature proteins in my species," Raylis said. "Yeah," she smiled. "That's why hugs are optional." They spoke of sunburns, hydration, temperature regulation, of adaptations layered upon adaptations, refined through millennia of struggle. Nothing about it sounded advanced. It sounded stubborn. As if the planet had tried to break them, and failed. The meal was prepared outdoors, over open flame. Raylis watched in quiet terror as a human named Mark deliberately exposed animal tissue to fire, charring it before consumption. The heat signatures alone exceeded emergency thresholds. "You destroy your nutrients before eating them?" Raylis asked. Mark shrugged. "Kills bacteria. Makes it taste better." Taste. Humans gathered around, socializing, laughing, consuming mild toxins for recreation. One beverage, called beer, was classified by Raylis's suit as biologically harmful. They drank it anyway. As the star dipped below the horizon, darkness swept across the landscape. The humans adjusted seamlessly, illuminating their surroundings with artificial light they barely acknowledged. "You live on a world of constant danger," Raylis said to Brooks. "Predators. Disease. Climate volatility. This planet should have eliminated you." Brooks considered that, sipping her drink. "Yeah," she said. "It tried." She gestured around them. "Ice ages. Mass extinctions. Plagues. Droughts. Every time something wiped us out, the ones left learned. Adapted. Helped each other." Raylis felt something unsettling form in his core. Fear. Not of Earth, but of what it had created. "You are not resilient despite this world," he said slowly. "You are resilient because of it." Brooks smiled. "That's one way to put it." In that moment, Raylis understood the flaw in galactic logic. They sought stable worlds, gentle climates, predictable evolution. Humans had been forged by chaos. And they called it normal. 3 months later, the Galactic Council issued a historic amendment. Earth was no longer listed as a hazard world. It was reclassified as an adaptive cradle civilization, a designation never before granted. A multinational research outpost rose on Earth's surface, staffed by dozens of species. Every non-human wore sealed environmental suits. The humans worked beside them in casual clothing, offering assistance, coffee, and unsolicited advice. Scientific papers flooded the galaxy. Endothermic biology. Psychological adaptability. Social resilience under extreme stress. Earth rewrote the definition of survivability. Commander Raylis submitted his final report personally. "This species does not endure its environment. It masters it through persistence, cooperation, and an alarming comfort with danger." Humanity's application to join the galactic community was fast-tracked unanimously. When asked why they extended the invitation so casually, Captain Brooks gave a simple answer. "We figured if we can survive here," she said, "we can probably get along with anyone." The galaxy agreed. Because any species that could turn a death world into a home, and then invite strangers over for dinner, was not one to be underestimated. And the humans? They were just happy to finally have guests.